The California Symphony's Composer in Residence is a way for an emerging composer to work with an orchestra and conductor on music that will eventually become a piece that is commissioned by the California Symphony and performed at the end of the year.
Well, the CSO Young American Composer in Residence program is truly unique among such programs in the country. First of all, it's really rare for professional orchestras to even have a composer in residence position, but by providing 3 consecutive years for a composer to really build a relationship and a rapport with the orchestra administration and musicians, it allows a certain level of development that's really unique. So over 3 years, I compose 3 new pieces and have a chance to workshop each one.
I make sure that whatever the composer is wanting to experiment with is adhered to. I want to make sure that the composer, in this case Dan, feels comfortable that he's getting what he needs from the reading, and that the musicians feel like they can experiment and give feedback to Dan. The center line? Okay, so you're...
This gives us a contour anyway.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, they like that. Well, the feedback that's happening in real time, I think that's the most crucial aspect of it, that he's hearing something for the first time, and then we are able to experiment with it, louder, softer, faster, slower, whatever he wants, so he can get a clear idea of the maximum potential of these snippets of materials. Before the beat. Dan, question about the expanding 16th note. So in this particular case, there were 10 examples of little musical snippets that he wanted to experiment putting together with either high sounds or low sounds. Some were very simple, some were more written out, some were meant to be mashed up in a way. And then he wanted to hear specific sound effects that strings can do, whether they're playing pizzicato or hitting the bow or creating harmonics or sliding between the notes. None of that was in the music. So it was a matter of him using his fancy and deciding what sounded better, what he didn't want to use, what he did want to use, and so forth.
I've had such a wonderful time working with Donato and the musicians of the California Symphony. Donato's a really interesting gentleman to work with because he has such a great background having played in orchestras and having conducted all over. Most recently, he was just at the Kennedy Center to conduct some music by former composer in residence here, Mason Bates, who's gone on to be an extremely successful composer. So I think that, for example, he's not just in touch with conducting a lot of orchestras, but he's really got his finger on the pulse of a lot of new music and what's going on now.
Seriously, and a lot of musicians that would just kind of like blow that off, but it's really beautiful. It's interesting how different that sounded from the last one.
It's a service to the art form because we're doing it. You know, most orchestras don't even play really much new music at all, and I am a huge proponent of the art form remaining relevant through constantly playing something new. If you don't do that, there's no reason for it to exist. It's sort of like only the Mona Lisa is what people have the option of seeing, or only the David, or only seeing Petipa's Nutcracker. The art form will die if you don't have something new being constantly generating excitement, generating emotion.
I think that the orchestra and this program has definitely given me a big leg up in being able to take my thinking to the next level by really deepening my level of engagement and getting the kind of feedback that I need.
I can already tell that this music that he's trying to create has a very unique sound world, so I can't wait to hear the final product.